Are you a mid-career Black woman with a lot of experience and education? Does your resume make you look like you are out here trying to be every woman like Shaka Khan? If so, this video is for you. Black women, we have a tendency to put a lot of stuff on our resume, and some of those things could be hurting us in our job search. So today we're going to talk about how to declutter your resume. So before we get into that, let me just tell you who I am and what I do on this channel. My name is Celeste. I work contract jobs to support my lifestyle and also allow me to take long stretches of time off for slow travel and play and rest. And on this channel, I teach Black women how they can to achieve time freedom. I also coach Black women in marketing who are looking to move from full-time roles to contract roles. And the reason I'm making this video today is that I am also the de facto resume writer in my friend group and have been that person for like 15 years. So, seen a lot of resumes, worked on a lot of resumes, and yes, that's just some background. And like I said, we as Black women tend to have a lot of experience and a lot of skills that we're proud of and that we want to share. But if we overload our resumes with a lot of irrelevant information, that's a mistake and it could be hurting us. So let me get into our topic. And if you see me looking down, it's just I have a lot of notes and I want to make sure I don't miss anything. So today we're going to discuss 4 reasons why Black women may need to declutter their resume. And as we go, I'm going to give you some tips for how to do that. Okay. So the first reason that you may want to rethink all of the things that you're putting in your resume is because your extensive work history and credentials are not the thing that's going to get you the job. What you really need to prove is why you're a good fit for this job, right? So, Black women, as I said, we kind of have a tendency to want to enumerate all of these credentials and all of this experience. And a lot of that, I think personally, comes from a place of wanting to prove our worth. And doing that does not really prove your worth. Um, it doesn't make people value us more. And it actually could have the opposite effect, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. Okay, so about 7 years ago, when I was looking for a new job, somebody who I consider a mentor stopped me from spending like $4,000 on a certificate program. I was having a hard time, finding something or finding what I wanted. And I thought, well, maybe if I have this one more credential, like that's going to be the thing that pushes me, over the top. And she stopped me and she said something that has stuck with me ever since then. Lack of credentials is not why Black women don't get hired. We don't need more degrees or certifications. So now when I hear a Black woman talking about going back to school or getting a certificate degree, I stop them and I say, why? Why do you think you need this? Now, there are certain specific areas where you do need a certification. So a PMP if you're in project management, or maybe specific like cybersecurity or something like that. Like there are exceptions to that. But for the most part, if you're just getting an extra piece of paper because you think it's going to make you more attractive, don't do that. that's not what's standing between you and the job that you want. Now, I kind of alluded to this a few minutes ago, but sometimes people won't hire you because you're overqualified. Um, so again, we're overloading our resume with all of these things, and sometimes those things are the reason that you're coming across as overqualified, and that's the reason you're not getting a job. Now, there's a few things here. It could be people think you're overqualified, and that's a problem because they think you might get bored and leave the job after a short time. Or it could be that they know that they're not qualified. And so they worry that if they bring you in, your presence there will expose them. Or, maybe they're afraid that you might get there and try to take their job. And then the other piece to this overqualification thing is that sometimes it comes across as uppity, and that's unfair because everybody else gets to brag about their skills and credentials and it's no problem. But when we do it, it's a problem. So I'm just sharing that what you are trying to put across might be coming across differently to the person on the other end. Now, I'm not saying to diminish yourself, but if the credential or the work experience or the accolade or whatever is not germane to the job that you're applying for, then you may want to just leave it off. So just to wrap up that point, the first reason to take some of the stuff off of your resume is that a laundry list of credentials and work experience is not what gets you the job. All right. The second reason to take some of that stuff off your resume is that you are dating yourself or aging yourself, right? Nobody cares what you did 15 years ago. No matter how amazing it was, it's old. Like, why are you talking about old stuff? Technology has changed so much in that time that, yeah, it's just not worth including. So the rule of thumb is to only go back 10 years. And really anything that's older than that, you might as well have been using, 2 cans and some string, right? Like, it's just old. And anything relevant that you did back then, you have probably encompassed in a more recent job. So, for example, if 15 years ago you did a thing, but 5 years ago you managed the person doing the thing. So, sis, just talk about what you did 5 years ago managing the person who did the thing. You don't need to go back and prove that you know how to do it too, or you knew how to do it back when you were a junior, whatever. Not relevant. Also, age discrimination is a very real thing, and it impacts women way more than men. So we do really want to be careful about the things that we put on our resume, and we want to get past the bots, right? All the the algorithms and the tracking systems and all of that stuff. We want to get past the robots so that we can get to the stage of talking to a human, and at that point we can wow them, with our brilliance. But we just want to we just want to keep in mind to not put things that will get us screened out. And so just a footnote to that, hopefully everybody already knows this, but take off your graduation dates. If it's not recent, if it's not within the past 5 years, take it off. And while you're at it, take off your address if you have that on there. Okay? All right. So there is one exception to putting experience on your resume that's from, more than 10 years ago. And that is if you worked at some amazing company. When you say the company name, people are like, Mufasa, ooh, like that. If you have something like that, Include it, but put it into either your summary statement or create an other professional experience section and put it there. And with no dates, and only if it's relevant to the job you're applying for. So, for example, you are interviewing with Coca-Cola, and 20 years ago, you worked at PepsiCo. You can put in your other professional experience section, marketing at PepsiCo. Or you can put in your summary, you know, track record of blah, blah, blah at companies such as PepsiCo, blah, blah, blah. Like that's how you work it in. Okay. So based on what I've said so far, do you need to go back and look at your resume and declutter some stuff? Let me know in the comments. All right. So the third reason that Black women need to take some stuff off of our resume is that you are confusing the robots and you are also confusing the humans. So what I mean by that, applicant tracking systems are analyzing the keywords on your resume. If you have 5 mentions of civil engineer, but you have 4 mentions of ski instructor, then you're going to rank lower for civil engineering, right? Which in this example is what you want to rank for. So you're messing up basically how your resume scores on the thing you're trying to rank for. And while diversity, like a wide diversity of experience, it doesn't translate on a resume. It's going to confuse even an HR manager reading it and trying to figure out like who you are and what you do. So save that extra stuff for the interview where you can contextualize it. Okay. So take it off your resume, save it for a conversation. And the last reason to declutter your resume and stop being every woman is the most important to me, I think. You are giving employers the roadmap for how to get 2 jobs out of you for the price of 1. Okay, say that again. When you put everything kitchen sink on your resume, you are giving employers the roadmap for how to get 2 jobs out of you for the price of 1. Let's not volunteer skills that they are not going to pay for, that aren't in the job description. So employers already don't have boundaries. They already believe that if you work for them, they have some like ownership over your personhood. So if you advertise that they can pay for skills A, B, and C, but also get skills X, Y, and Z for free, you're just telling them how to exploit you. So don't help them. Don't help them exploit you. I'm saying this because I know Black women who have experienced this. And if you have experienced this or you know someone who has, leave a comment and tell us about it. Let's have story time in the comments. If you started a job and then shortly thereafter they circle back and were like, oh yeah, I remember on your resume you said you do, this other thing. Can we, would you like to do this? Or we're asking you to do it or whatever. And next thing you know, you're doing some extra thing for the same money, right? Don't do that. So again, just to reiterate, if you don't want to do unpaid labor, stop demonstrating that like you can do all the things. Just focus on demonstrating specialized expertise or a basket of tightly related skills that are relevant. I've taken stuff off my LinkedIn and resume altogether There's a bunch of stuff I know how to do that's not on there because I don't want to do it. I have worked in a specific area where there are a lot of I call them three in one jobs, right? It's one job title. You read the description. They want you to do a bunch of stuff. They want you to write. They want you to put the stuff you wrote up on the website. They want you to do SEO. They want you to market it on social media. They want you to do the reporting, analytics. They want you to do, and I'm like, those are at least 3 jobs, maybe 4. So to avoid that, I just I take stuff off that I don't want to do. And if it's not in the job description, then you don't need to know that I know how to do it, because I'm not going to do it as part of this job, not for free. All right. So those were 4 reasons why Black women may need to take stuff off of your resume. You may need to declutter your resume. We talked about why we have this tendency to put all of these things on our resume and how that could be hurting us in our job search. All right. So if you have any questions about anything that I said, please leave a comment below. If you are looking for more freedom in your life, on this channel, I talk about how to get freedom and peace of mind while you're earning income. So for me, the way that I do that is that I work contract roles that give me basically really good work-life balance and long stretches of time that I can take off. That's just one way to do it. But overall, I'm here to help you get more freedom and more balance as you move through your career or transition out of your career. Hopefully, some of you are transitioning out of a career into something wonderful and amazing. If you are a Black woman in marketing and you are looking to transition out of a full-time role and into a contract role, or if you need help figuring out what your specialized expertise is so that you can declutter that resume, you can book a call with me at bit.ly/reset with Celeste, and I will have that link for you in the comments. So that's bit.ly/reset with Celeste, name of this channel. And if you got value from this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. We'll continue talking about time freedom and navigating through our careers with ease and peace. And thank you for watching.